This is Golden Stories. The lobby of Madison First Bank gleamed with polished marble floors and glass walls that reflected the morning sun. Customers shuffled in and out, their conversations low, the hum of printers and tapping keyboards filling the air. Selena Carter, draped in a tailored navy suit with a leather briefcase tucked under her arm, walked toward the counter. Calm, graceful, every step deliberate. She was here to make a simple transfer, something she'd done countless times before. Behind the counter sat Rebecca, a teller with sharp eyes and an even sharper tongue, her gaze locked on Selena, scanning her from head to toe with open disdain. Her lips curled into a smirk before Selena even spoke. "I'd like to make a transfer," Selena said evenly, sliding her documents across. Rebecca didn't touch them. Instead, she leaned back in her chair, voice loud enough for the waiting customers to hear. "Ma'am, this counter is for priority clients. You'll need to step aside. Maybe try one of the smaller branches across town." The words hung heavy in the air. A few customers turned to watch. Selena's expression didn't change. Calm, unreadable. Rebecca chuckled cruelly, tapping her manicured nails against the counter. "Let's not waste time. People like you don't walk in here with accounts big enough for this desk. So unless you're depositing coins, step aside." The humiliation was public, deliberate, toxic. And Selena, still silent, let her speak, let her dig deeper, like a predator letting prey trap itself. The crowd waited for a reaction, but Selena Carter gave none. Rebecca leaned forward now, her voice carrying across the marble lobby like she was the star of some bad comedy show. "You know what?" she said, eyeing Selena's briefcase. "I've seen this before. Folks stroll in with shiny bags, acting important. But when I open the account," she snapped her fingers dramatically, "all I find is $5 and a Netflix overdraft." Laughter rippled from a couple of customers, not because it was funny, but because Rebecca delivered it like a roast on open mic night. Selena's face didn't twitch. She didn't blink. She simply stood there, letting Rebecca perform. "Oh, don't give me that look," Rebecca went on, wagging her pen. "This counter is for CEOs, investors, people who actually matter, not for—" She squinted at Selena's tailored suit. "Whatever you are, assistant manager at a dry cleaner, substitute teacher." Her coworker from the next booth leaned over nervously. "Rebecca, maybe just process her request." Rebecca waved her off. "No, no, I'm having fun. This is better than reality TV." She turned back to Selena, smirking. "So are we transferring Monopoly money today, or should I give you directions to the ATM outside? It even talks slow. Maybe you'll understand it better." The crowd chuckled uneasily. One man coughed to hide a laugh. Another raised his phone to record. Selena adjusted her cufflinks with surgical precision, still silent. Her calmness only fed Rebecca's arrogance. "Come on, sweetheart," Rebecca pressed, grinning wider. "Blink twice if you actually have more than rent money in that account." The room waited, hanging on Selena's response, but she gave none. Not yet. Selena finally moved, not with anger, not with outrage, but with the slow, precise grace of someone who knew she was about to end a show. She reached into her briefcase, phones tilted higher. Rebecca leaned forward, grinning like she'd won. "Oh, here it comes," Rebecca sang, "a wrinkled paycheck from Taco Bell." Selena pulled out a sleek black folder. Gold lettering gleamed under the fluorescent lights, Pierce Global Holdings. She laid it flat on the counter with the kind of calm that made the lobby go silent. Rebecca blinked. Twice. "What? What is this?" Selena's lips curled into the faintest smirk. "My company's quarterly earnings report," she said smoothly. "I thought perhaps you'd enjoy flipping through a few billion before deciding whether my account qualifies." A sharp gasp cut through the lobby. Someone whispered, "Billion." Rebecca's throat bobbed. She reached for the folder like it might burn her fingers. Selena didn't stop there. She slid a polished business card across the counter. "Selena Pierce, CEO." The coworker in the next booth choked on his coffee. A customer dropped his phone. Even the security guard straightened like he just saluted a general. Rebecca's smirk collapsed into a shaky half smile. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. Selena leaned forward slightly, voice velvet but edged with steel. "Now, shall I deposit, or do I need to explain the alphabet first so you can process it correctly?" The crowd erupted. Laughter, cheers, a few muttered, "Oh my gods." Phones kept rolling. Rebecca's face burned crimson. She looked less like a receptionist and more like a clown caught stealing the spotlight. And Selena? She simply stood there, unbothered, waiting. Rebecca's hands trembled as she tried to slide the folder back, stammering, I didn't mean, I was only following protocol. Selina tilted her head, her voice sweet but sharp as glass. Protocol? Is arrogance written in your handbook? Or is humiliating clients a bonus perk? The crowd roared. Phones flashed like paparazzi. Rebecca fumbled, her voice cracking. I didn't know who you were. Selina chuckled, low and dangerous. You didn't need to know who I was. You just needed to know how to treat a human being. The coworker at the next booth muttered under his breath, Facts, earning another wave of laughter. Rebecca's face collapsed into panic. Please, Miss Pierce, let's keep this quiet. But Selina wasn't done. She took the folder, held it high so the cameras caught the golden lettering, and said clearly, Let this be a reminder. Money doesn't buy dignity, but it does expose who never had any. The lobby exploded with cheers. Someone even shouted, Preach! Rebecca shrank into her chair, her smirk shattered, her authority stripped in front of the world. Selina, cool as ever, gathered her things, turned to the cameras, and with a subtle smile said, Send me the clips. I'll need them for tomorrow's board meeting. The place erupted again as she strutted out, heels clicking like a victory march. Welcome to Golden Stories. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because here humiliation always finds the arrogant.